So, in my last video, Daniel's 70th week, I talked about the relationship of eons to the word cosmos, commonly translated or understood as world, according to a threefold representation of heavens and earthland. And those of us who are perceiving what eons are understand that what most term the end of the world is really the altogether finishing of the eon. Aeon. And although one eon encompasses one cosmos, the Greek word aeon should never be translated world. No, aeon should always be translated either as eon singular or eons if found in the plural, which the plural is also found 63 times in the New Testament. And if you consult the concordance here at Blue Letter Bible, you see that the King James Version has translated the Greek aeon as world 38 times. But the Greek word defining what is translated as world is cosmos, not aeon or aeonios. So to clarify, the Greek aeon, whether singular or plural, should never be translated world or all these other translations you see here on the screen. And neither should the adjective aeonios be translated such as eternal or everlasting or the world began, etc., etc., because eons are not eternal. Eons themselves are divided into times. Hence, Aeonian times, times being plural, which I'll talk more about in a moment. And it's not complicated at all. The noun aeon, whether singular or plural, is eon or eons. You wouldn't translate the plural as eternities or forevers, or even forever and ever. I mean, think about it. If eternity is forever, what is forever and ever? Eternity and then some? No, what translating aeon plural as forever and ever is absurd. It's either eon of the eon, Hebrews 1:8, or it's eons of the eons, an expression found 21 times in the New Testament. So again, eon of the eon or eons of the eons is never communicating forever and ever, or forevers and evers. Where translating aeon as everlastings in the plural is just as absurd. So it's simply eon or eons, in light of what eons are. Long, long spans of time, which reach thousands of years, of which multiple eons make up Aeonian times. And as for the word cosmos in the Greek, which occurs 186 total times, not one of them occurs in the plural. They're all singular. Where I might add, the word cosmos must be distinguished from the word translated earthland, which is from the Greek ge, G-E, ge, which the King James and other translations have also taken the liberty to translate as world. Where we also find another unique word 15 times in the New Testament from oikomene, properly translated dwellage, which again the King James and other translations have freely translated world and earth, failing to maintain a pattern of words being healthy. Yes, these things are all related, but they carry different concepts, and they all each have their own words assigned to them, so we can't translate them all the same and mix and match, or we lose what the concept is. We lose what the definition, each according to these different words, are. So here are more examples of how we are to have a pattern of words being healthy, which the DABHAR literal translation has maintained. Now, in conjunction with the video I made some time ago called The Then World, which is from 2 Peter 3:6, which is referring to the then cosmos, I want to expand on the concept which I talked about in my last video, Daniel's 70th week, concerning before the downcast of the cosmos and from the downcast of the cosmos, where from is not before and before is not from. No, the word before is from the Greek preposition pro, before in place and time of, where the from is from the Greek preposition apo, denoting location away from the surface of a thing, not before but from that perspective. concerning the then cosmos, the now present cosmos, and the new cosmos. So first, simply understand that the representation from and the representation before in light of the cosmos is speaking of two eons. A cosmos according to the first eon out of old, and the cosmos according to the now present eon. From the downcast of the then cosmos, before the downcast of the now present cosmos. And I've already discussed the word downcast in my video, The Then World, but as a refresher, understand, the Greek word katabole, translated downcast in the DLT, does not define something that is a foundation or a conception. These translations are wrong. The preposition kata denotes that which is down, downcast. The inability of Sarah to become pregnant because of her old age was the downcast of seed. So downcast does not establish a foundation or a conception as if to build something upon or to set something upon. No, the concept of downcast is the casting down of something as if to tear it down, not the setting into place something to build upon. And besides, the Greek verb tithemi defines the setting or placing of something, such as a foundation, which something is built upon. You don't downcast a foundation, you set a foundation, which the verb tithemi would define that which is set, to lay down a foundation, to make, etc., of which the adjective thelemios is translated foundation, not cast, from bole. And the word bolo is where we get diabolos, where dia is the preposition through. So Satan as diabolos is the through caster, not the through founder, or even the through setter. So we've got to renew our thinking from the programming of these terms that we use, like end of the world, which is altogether finishing of the eon, and here again, foundation of the world, which is referring to the downcast of the cosmos. The concept is not the founding or setting as if building up a cosmos, it's the tearing down of one. It's the utter destruction of the then cosmos, which resulted in what we read in Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. So can you see how misleading or misrepresented the translation foundation of the world is? Because it's completely opposite from what the Word of God communicates. So simply understand that from the downcast of the cosmos looks all the way back to the downcast of the heavens and earth out of old, the then cosmos, from the event read in Genesis 1:2, into the beginning of the first day of the present cosmos read in Genesis chapter 1, verse 3. From that point of origination, apo, away from the surface after that downcast, into the present cosmos. So what we read in Genesis 1:2 is not the foundation of the present cosmos, but it's a chaos and discomposure of what had become of the then cosmos, where we read right here in Isaiah, "For thus speaks Yahweh, the creator of the heavens, he, the Elohim of the former of the earthland," speaking of the present heavens and earthland here. He did not create it as a chaos, he formed it to have seat in it. And to say that Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 is the foundation of the world at present would mean he created it, a chaos and discomposure, which goes completely against the verse here in Isaiah chapter 45 verse 18. You see, it's not complicated when we have the proper translation. We see here that what the then cosmos became was a chaos and discomposure when it was downcast. From the downcast of the then cosmos. And from the downcast of the then cosmos, Adam and Eve gave birth to two children, one being Abel. And Jesus stated, so that the blood of all the prophets, that being poured out from the downcast of the then cosmos, includes the blood of Abel, may be extraordinarily sought from this generation, the generation in accord with the present cosmos, the present eon. So the context of "from the downcast of the cosmos" certainly cannot be referring to the flood of Noah, because the context carries all the way back to Abel in the garden. From the downcast of the then cosmos, concerning the blood of Abel. So "from the downcast of the cosmos" always looks back to the downcast of the heavens and earth that was created out of old, Genesis 1:1, into the origin beginning of the present cosmos, the present heavens and earth, which is merely transitional. So one could say that Genesis 1:2 describes the end of the then world. That was the end of a world, where it was a beginning of yet another world, the present, where on the first day of the creating of the present became light, where the day before darkness was on the face of the tumult. And think about it, according to prophecy concerning the downcast of the present cosmos, that is, at the altogether finishing of the present eon, still impending, in a parallel, why was darkness on the face of the tumult? Well, according to events that will repeat, the sun will be darkened, etc., etc. So again, between Genesis 1:2 and 1:3 is transitional. It's the end of a cosmos and the beginning of a new. The description as read in Matthew 24:29, as well as Acts chapter 2 verse 20, where the sun will be converted into darkness, etc., points to the coming transition, when this cosmos will be downcast, where then will be created yet again a new heavens and earth, a new eon, a new cosmos. We read in Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9, what is it that which has become? It is that which will become. And what is it that which has been made? It is that which will be made, and there is nothing wholly new under the sun. And the context of that which will be made is speaking of a heavens and earth. Furthermore, is there a thing of which one speaks, see, this is new? It already became towards the eons, which plural eons here is looking forward from the then cosmos to the present into the future eons of the eons. And that which became away from our face was the then eon, the then cosmos. However, on a side note, let me say there are still remnants of that then cosmos. For example, there's videos now popping up on YouTube showing that these mountains, or what people thought were mountains, such as the Devil's Tower in Wyoming, are actually tree stumps. Where in fact, just less than 2 weeks ago, somebody has posted a video who has examined one of these large tree stumps, which is 8 miles wide, showing the branches and leaves that are also all surrounding this massive stump. But I digress, because the point here is that "from the downcast of the cosmos" always points back to Genesis 1:2, from that transition to the now present. And in the same light of Ecclesiastes, this present cosmos, this present eon, is also going to be downcast. Not in water, but is guarded for fire into the day of judgment, 2 Peter 3:7. Where I might add and interject, the fire in the context, that which is guarded for fire, is a figure of speech for the holy ones, in a flame of fire, 2 Thessalonians 1:8, Hebrews 1:7. So the three occurrences of before the downcast of the cosmos, not from, not looking backwards, but before the downcast, is the before the downcast of this cosmos. The concept of cosmos is twofold here. From the then cosmos and before the now cosmos. So let's consider 1 Peter 1:20, where one of three occurrences of before the downcast of the cosmos is found in relationship to time here. Before the downcast of the cosmos, but that having been revealed on at the last part of the time. The time what? Well, the Aeonian time of the present eon, the present cosmos. Hence, Aeonian times. The time of the present eon, that is from Adam, has spanned 6,000 years, of which that having been revealed on at the last part of the time accords with the time of this eon, of which the context here is the arrival of Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago, which was about 4,000 years into the present eon, where now we're 6,000 years into this present eon. So the last part of the time has its context around 4,000 AD from Adam, with the death of Christ around 32 AD. See my video, The Last Days. Where let me point out that which divides eons are called terms, from the Greek kairos, which should never be translated time or times, because the word chronos defines time, whether singular or plural. So understand, one eon does not contain within it multiple eons. No, eons are divided by terms, which can be long or short periods of time, as designations for specific happenings. Where on the other hand, the concept of eons are that they flow one into another. One heavens and earth flows into another heavens and earth. One cosmos flows into another cosmos, where the characteristics surrounding certain events, according to terms, do not. When Jesus said, "My term is near," to Matthew 26:18, well, of course, the beginning of this term was his arrival as the aforeborn one, Luke 2:7, until he spirited out, Luke 23:46, which completed his term according to the flesh. So we need to distinguish between Aeonian times and terms, which designate periods of time within eons, whether long or short. So to wrap up this video, let me say this, that this phrase people use, the end of the world, should be exciting for the faithing ones because it will be the end of an evil eon, Galatians chapter 1, verse 4, where for us the reeling fight is not to blood and flesh, but to the origin beings, the authorities, the cosmocrats of this very darkness, to the bespirited ones of the evilness in the heavenlies on, Ephesians 6:12. Where in Isaiah 65:17 we read, "For here am I, the creator of a new heavens and a new earth, and not will be remembered all the origin beings, and they will not ascend any more onto the heart." The same origin beings which is according to our reeling fight at present. So those of us who are according to the blissful expectation, we're not disposed to the end of the world, but rather the beginning of a new world, cosmos, eon, where righteousness down dwells, all regardingly dwells, down from above, of which the holding power into the future eons of the eons is reserved for the righteous, including the sheep at his right. Where again, according to these, who are the last to allot the regency, is according to that prepared from the downcast of the cosmos, not before, but from, where they will come into their completion into Christ in the last days. And those who are not according to the blissful of first, second, and third watch time are according to the curse of the fourth watch time, the final hours into the transition of the new heavens and earth, where then the sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its shimmer, etc. This is the Aeonian fire, the Aeonian punishment. And these will come away into Aeonian discipline, fourth watch time, but the righteous into Aeonian life. So I pray that this video further expands your understanding concerning the world, cosmoses, which again, it's not found in the plural, but you could say cosmoses, eons, and the representation of the heavens and earth out of old, that which is now present, and that which is according to the future, hence Aeonian times, which I truly believe we are nearing the transition from the finishing of this cosmos, this eon, into a new. So let me close by speaking the word settings according to the prayer of Paul in Ephesians 1, which is my prayer for you hearing my voice. So that the God of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of glory, may give to you a spirit of wisdom and of unveiling in his on knowledge. Not just knowledge, basic knowledge, but advanced on knowledge. Into you, the ones having been enlightened in regards to the eyes of your heart, into your perceiving which is the expectation of his calling, which is the riches of the law according allotment of his glory in the Holy One, that prepared before the downcast of the cosmos into us. And what is the exceeding overgreatness of his ability into us, the faithing ones, who come prior to the others, according to the inworking of the holding power of his strength, which he inworked in the Christ, awakening him out of died ones 2,000 years ago, and giving him seat at his right hand in the heavenlies on the superposition of the heavens, which I might add is also reserved for those according to the unveiling of the mystery, according to expectation into the upward calling, which places those also above over every origin being and every authority and ability and every name being named, not only in this same eon, but also in the one being about to come.